Hello, welcome to Moneytudes series. This is Wisdom Elder. I'm speaking from the desk of Inspiration Age Ministries. All right, Moneytude has to do with the various attitudes we ascribe to either the presence of money or the lack of money. And we started by x-raying the various errors of the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15 from 11 to 17. So one of the error has been that he lacked vision, and as a result we went into what we call visionomics, the intrigues, the dynamics, the study of vision, everything that has to do with vision. This episode 5, 6, and now 7, we have been dealing on the spiritual dimensions of visionomics. The spiritual dimension, we have been made to understand that there is also the spiritual aspect of every vision. So as much as everybody needs leadership, everybody needs administrative, everybody needs marketing, everybody needs technical, IT, production, everybody needs a lot of skill, accounting, legal, and all the rest of them in order for your vision to thrive. Apart from your own personal skill as well, you also need what they don't teach you in Harvard, and that is the spiritual dimension of visions. Yes, you also need spiritual understanding. They don't teach it in Harvard, but when they come out, they want to induct people into so many cults because they know that it will be difficult for certain people to stand when they are not attached to some places. So either they will not be attached to believing there is God and believe that there is no God, because when you don't believe there is God, you are believing there is no God. So invariably, you have a belief. All right. Now, the people who do not believe there is God also have faith, but that faith they don't know what it is in. All right. So they believe there is no God, and as a result of believing there is no God, they hinge their faith on maybe science. But there is a faith, there is a belief, and probably in the midst of hinging their faith on science, they still get to a point where there are questions that science could not answer. So they still have faith. Either they have faith that there is God, or they have faith that there is no God, but they have faith. So if you follow everything happening on earth, you understand that uh, most people, virtually so many events that happen on this earth, there are so many influences that are beyond the five senses. All right, those who also make money through so many means right now, killings and cultism and all the rest of them, will still admit to you there are certain powers that are beyond the five senses. So let's just have that understanding. All right, because as far as vision is concerned, if you don't have belief that there is spiritual dimension of vision, then those who also want to use their own strategy of means to check your vision will definitely still try you. All right, so we just have to understand that, like it or not, there is negative supernatural and there is positive supernatural. All right, and then understanding of negative supernatural and positive supernatural will help us to understand the place of God and the place of the devil. It doesn't matter how that shrine is, doesn't matter how big, the person behind it is devil, and then the spirits behind it are demons. Doesn't matter, it can be the biggest shrine on earth, is the principal is the devil, and then his demons. You can sacrifice 1 million cows to that shrine, the principal is devil and then demons. It doesn't matter the level. They can say it's level 10, 10, 10, level 20, 20, level 30, 30, 40, 40, whatever the level is. Principal is devil and then his demons. So, and as far as the positive side is concerned, we have God and we have his angels. All right, and the word of God has said, you shall cast out devils. So I don't have business with the man who is even serving the shrine. I have business with the person he is worshiping, whom he does not know or see. So if you have been able to cast him out in the village, please, you can still cast him out in that city, irrespective of how that shrine is. All right, so we need to understand that there is a spiritual dimension of vision, and then we need to understand how visions can be tested. All right, so we have been talking about the testing grounds of vision. So this is I think this should be the final stage. All right, test of life and death. Psalm 66, verse 10 to 12. Test of life and death. Psalm 66, verse 10 to 12. Follow me. So you have tried us as men is being tried. We went through fire and through water. Trial is for men, not for spirit beings. I know when I talk about vision and then the need of we being tested, some of us might feel, wow, why are you talking about tests? Must everybody go through tests? You understand? Must everybody pass through tests and all the rest of them? So what we are making us to understand here is that tests are for spirit being. Tests are not for spirit being. Tests are for men. You see, you have tried us as men is being tried. Test is for men, not for spirit beings. And they are being tested to know whom they can exert their free will for and against. Men, physical beings, are being tested to know whom they can exert their free will for or against. Who you can follow. That's the purpose why some of us are being tested. Is based on the intent of the heart of a man, not spirit. That man is required to go through tests. The same reason why our sons and daughters should be allowed to go through their own tests of life. Why we should allow our challenges to be a test for some friends around us. And why the prodigal son should have been allowed to be tested. All right? We must be tested to know our real intention, to know where our heart is. It's the same reason why we should allow our friends to be tempted, to be tested by our situation, so that the real position of their hearts can also be known. So sometimes when things happen around you, it might not be happening around you because of you. It might be happening around you because of people around you. Some things happen around you because of people around you. If you read Hosea chapter 7, he said, when I would have healed Israel, the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered. Right? So now the iniquity of Ephraim was always attached. So the test that Israel went through that time was because of Ephraim. All right? So there are people around you that you must allow some tests to happen. Do you know one important thing? The Bible says about Jesus, he said he knew whom was to betray him. From the beginning of his ministry, he knew Judas was going to betray him. From the beginning of calling them. He said, but he loved them unto the end. But when the time for trial came, he allowed Judas to go through that test so that who Judas is can be fully made known to him. But it was his test. But Judas, his test revealed who Judas is. Your test can reveal some people around you. Don't feel bad. It is spiritual law. It's spiritual law. It's true and is necessary. If you watch, there are people that Jesus went back for, because even when the text revealed their true color to themselves, they felt bad, felt remorse, and then they wept and cried. That was Peter. And Jesus, when he resurrected, he went to look for Peter. And he handed the entire disciples to him. So, your test can reveal people around you. Don't feel bad about it. Only be concerned about the outcome of their actions. Are they going to feel bad? Are they going to feel remorse? Yes, if they will feel bad and feel remorse, that means the test has worked out for you and for them. All right? So most of our test is because of people around us. So man needs to be tested. All right? All right. So until your friend or partner has gone through test with you and come out, he or she is not qualified to be called your best friend. Until your friend or partner has gone through test with you and come out and is still standing with you, is not qualified to be called your best friend. A best friend is one who has been through thick and thin with you and is still standing. As far as Jesus was concerned, the test of the cross was a good occasion to know Judas and all the disciples. Your test is sometimes a test to others. Some things God allows you to go through might not necessarily be for you, but for the sake of people around you, to expose them and then to make you understand how limited in knowledge you are about some things that happens around you. So you admit, indeed, I didn't know. Jeremiah said, I was like a lamb that was led to the slaughter, and I did not know. All right? So, where there are dangers, how will God reveal things to you? It will make you go through tests. At the same time, because of people around you, so that the dangers can be exposed. All right? So the test of life and death is the test that you are taken to a point whereby you can even say, I can give up my life for this vision. I don't care. You get to a point of test whereby you don't care whatever you are going to lose as far as the vision comes to limelight. All right? You don't care what you are going to lose as far as the vision comes to limelight. Do you know, in Acts chapter 21 verse 23, it was a stage that they gave Paul a prophecy that he is going to be arrested if he enters Jerusalem. And Paul said he's not only willing to enter, but he's willing to also die. As far as your pursuit of vision is concerned, you will get to a stage where you will see yourself even facing death and telling yourself, man, I'll make it. Some of us will enter into some places at night and we don't believe. Do you know there are some people on transit, they will run for their dear lives and they will come out alive and say, I must succeed this vision. Some people will go broke, go bankrupt. Some people will fall sick because of pursuit of vision. So there is a time of test, trial of your life to make you understand that, look, this vision is something that is beyond my life. No matter whatever happens, this is beyond my life. All right? There will always come a time that the vision will be more than living or dying. where you are willing to die for the cause you stand for. Some of the reasons that made Martin Luther to stand out, despite the challenges in his days, was vision beyond life and death. No matter how much challenge Martin Luther had in his days, he still stood his ground, challenging the whites, challenging the establishment. Nelson Mandela had to go to prison because of what he believed. He said, we need to end this in South Africa. And the man went to prison for years. Some people need to understand that at a certain level of pursuing your vision, you don't care. So, if devil want to threaten you with life and death, he's wasting time, because you have already passed that test. You have passed it long ago. You have already told yourself that this place I'm entering, even though I'm tied or I'm bound, are you getting me? I'm not even willing to just be bound. Even though they want to kill me, I've made up my mind. If you have such spirit and you have come up with such level of understanding about the cause you believe in, my brother, there's nothing that can stop you. All right? The next test is the test of men. The tests of men. There will always come a time in your vision pursuit that you will be tested. You will go through the test of men to really know who men are. Because maybe you trust everybody, you have confidence in everybody, even your father's friend, even your mother's friend, even some people who are even spiritual fathers and all the rest of them. There will be a time that God will want to reveal who men are to you. That is the test of men. Every visionary goes through these tests. A time came in my life that God said, I want to expose men to you. I want to expose men to you. Then I started meeting with people who began to expose who they really are to me. People such as top clergymen that are supposed to be mentors and spiritual fathers, close members of the body of Christ, and relatives. There came a time that everyone left Jesus before his day on the cross. And there also came a time that even his father, Joseph, and his brothers and sisters deserted him on the cross. Even the world was mocking him like a common criminal, and not even his disciples or biological siblings could interject and challenge the scribes and the high priest that they know not this man as a criminal. Nobody, even people he healed, nobody could come back and say, this man you people are calling criminal is not a criminal. That was the period of test of men in the life of Jesus. We say this so that you can have understanding before the test comes. Because believe it or not, there's going to be a test of men. But if that time comes, whether it comes directly or indirectly, please understand that is one of the testing grounds of the vision. Alright? Joseph was tested by his own kinsmen. His own brothers tested him. So don't marvel. His own relatives, direct relatives, tested the man Joseph. He went through the test of men to really see what was actually in their hearts. And he knew that, if these people have their way, they will kill me. Because they said, let us kill him and let's see what will become of his dream. And we'll tell our father that a wild beast has eaten him. that was who they really were to Joseph. All right? As far as vision is concerned, because one thing that vision does very well is to attract multitudes. And those multitudes, you have what we call mixed multitudes. Different shades, different kinds, different types. So it is tests of men, certain stages and time, that begins to make you to understand if actually God called you or not. Because most of the times you might lead yourself to some people, but when the test of men comes, then they are exposed to you, then you begin to withdraw. All right. The test of growth, the next test, the test of growth. Galatians chapter 4 verse 1, it says, an heir, when he is a child, he differeth nothing from a servant until he is matured. All right. Certain things that happen to us as young visionaries can definitely happen to us again to test our level of growth. Some tests you went through before, if they come again, is only testing to know if you have grown, if you have really grown. Because most people will want to repeat a class over and over and over, and they will think it's growth. It's not growth. Once you have grown past something and it's coming, you say, man, I've passed. Jesus said at the time, he said, the things concerning me have an end. So this one has ended. I've passed this level. All right. So, okay, a lot of people build doctrines over experiences that were supposed to be one-time solutions, not a standing and hinging on those, not a standard. A lot of people build doctrines over one time. That's the test of growth. Because of the test of growth, some people don't grow beyond a particular level because they will take an experience and they will be repeating it like a cycle. Okay? Yes, this was what I did, God delivered me, and they will be repeating it as a cycle. Whereas that was based on everything that they knew. Understand this test of growth, that at every level that you have become saturated, there is always a higher level. Understand it. It's a spiritual law. At every level you have become saturated, there is always a higher level. At every level that John was seeing himself in Revelations, the Spirit was always telling him, come up hither, come up hither, come up hither, come to this other stage, come to this other level. All right. So understand that at your own level, where you are, forget. That is all you knew at that time. But 10 years, if you are actually advancing, 10 years, you look back at what you did at some time and you'll be wondering, we tried. Look at what we did. Are you getting me? Yes. You tell yourself, we tried, look at what we did. Some of us will have to preach on the street for long until one day the Holy Spirit will tell us, my son, the last word you said when you started coming on the street and the one you said when you ended there, I don't think that anybody caught every message from beginning to the end. As you are walking from the beginning of the street to the end of the street, speaking the message, I think some you said here, people at the end did not hear it, and some you said at the end, people at the beginning did not hear. So where is your target audience? And you begin to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? But for some people, that will be their process of growing. But to a level that would have been where you once were, but you have come out from that place. You need to now define your target audience. Any man that wants to build a pinnacle or a high-rising building must first of all sit down and count the cost and know whether he has the capacity or not. So right now, as you grow, you begin to understand what is called target audience. You begin to understand what is called strategy. You begin to understand what is called the bigger picture. You begin to understand what is called how to reach out and so on. Probably the life of Jesus can give you an example. He pushed the boat a little and sat at a spot and spoke. Everybody heard him. It was not working like that. Now understand, at certain stages of your walk, walking like this was all you knew. And walking like that was all that helped you. So you don't castigate it, because that is all you knew at that stage. Do you understand? In 1 Corinthians chapter 4, Paul said, it's required of in stewardship that a man be found faithful, but of me it is of a like thing that I will be judged of you, because I don't even have my own judgment. So he cannot even judge himself. So there are some things he must have started with, which he cannot start questioning himself, because he knew it was all he knew. He said the person who judges me is Christ. So he's the one that will come and tell me, okay, come on. Because Paul, went to a place and they were all exerting the power of God. And he said, which baptism did you people have? And they say it's baptism of John. With all this fire and with all this unction, only John. Are you getting me? So, and then he brought them higher. Okay? So, growth must be there. See, you just be free. Don't be so rigid. Even when people that started that pattern are trying to tell you now that please understand that when I was saying this thing, I was actually saying it because my level of knowledge of the word was limited. Now I have come to understand, and let us correct this thing. Some people will say, forget it, it's not true. You are now falling astray. And you are not going the way of the world. The same people. Do you understand? So understand that growth is necessary. Growth is necessary. At every level that you have become saturated, understand you are only saturated at your own level, not at the level of God. He will bring you up. He will bring you up. Maybe when you start there, you can sing and the power of God will come down. And now you sing, the power of God does not come down because he wants you to come up. He's still there, but he wants you to understand that whether he comes down or he does not come down, he doesn't need to please convince you that he's still there. You need to now exercise faith that God, I know you are here. And then you ask for direction. And he tells you what he wants at that particular time. So that is why I know spiritual work is not static. It's not every day, oh Father, oh Father, oh Father, just one pattern of prayer, one pattern of... No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes you even have to even challenge what the Spirit is even telling you so that you can have understanding of what he did not tell you. That's the truth. Jesus said a certain man had two sons. He told one, go and do this errand. That one said he will not go. So that one refused. He resisted. But later he went. And the other one said, I will go. And did not go. He said, among two of them, which one did the will of God? He said, the one that said he will not go and went. He now said on the last day, the sinners, the prostitutes and harlots will enter into the kingdom of heaven before you people. Because those ones rejected until they had to understand. Sometimes God likes when we want to really understand why he is sending us somewhere than we just want to go without asking questions. We can go without asking questions and we will get understanding. But sometimes when you say, Father, please, let us talk. You say, let's reason together. I know you believe in me, I believe in you. Let us talk this over. That place you want me to go, the last time we went there, look at what happened. And he will tell you, Yes, the people are ready. And then all of a sudden, you get instruction. Elijah told God, they have killed your prophets, broken your altars, and destroyed all your temples. Only me, I'm the only one left in Israel. Better take my life. I'm no longer preaching the gospel. I know what God told him. God told him, he said, you are not the only one alive that is still standing for me. I have 7,000 people who have not bowed down to Baal. That's revelation. Now get up and I will tell you what you need to do. Anoint Elisha. That's assignment to take over from you. Anoint Jehu. That's an instruction. He will clear the house of Ahab. Anoint the other man for Syria also. And then these are major assignments. And Elisha worked with Elijah for more than 20 years. So after that period that Elijah admitted that, look, I'm no more going because I don't understand anything. He was talking to his father based on understanding. And the father said, yes, this man has come of age. Let me now tell you what I have. Let me not tell you what my plans are. I saw you when you were running kitty kata from Jezebel, running for your dear life. I saw you. So I said, well, don't worry. I will come back and handle his matter. Let me prepare these other people. So, and revelation came to him. Instruction came to him. Assignments came to him. And then the rest was marvelous. All right, so these are the various testing grounds of vision. We are going to be going into the last testing ground on our next episode on visionomics, the spiritual dimension. Please like and share and follow us on all our social media handles, and don't forget to always support this ministry. Just call us and tell us what God is laying in your heart to do, and share all our messages. All right, we just want to make sure that a lot of people begin to have clear understanding about so many things that God has really imparted into their lives for this generation. They might be ministers in ministry, but who really need bigger, better understanding. They might be business people. They might be anybody. It does not really matter who they are. As far as the Spirit of God is concerned, He can speak through anybody. There's nothing special about it. We just set up to talk about the prodigal son, and here we are moving into visionomics. All right, so please don't fail. Contact us, whatever you want to share alongside these powerful truths. Let us know so that we can also grant you the audience to also share them. All right, I celebrate everyone that are really supporting this work. I celebrate you in truth and in spirit. I celebrate you wherever you are. I celebrate everyone who has given their resources and everything as far as standing on this desk of Inspiration Age Ministries is concerned, and as far as broadcasting the word, because we are pushing it on radio, we are pushing it on TV as far as this visionomics is concerned. So I just want to celebrate every one of us. God bless us, and God bless us real good. I'll come your way again. My name is Wisdom Elder. This is Moneytudes series, and we have been dealing on visionomics. Don't go far. I'll come back again to meet with you. God bless you.